Today I'm going to start a series of videos that are going to help you understand how to structure your workouts. So you can start putting things together on your own and start developing this and gaining more control over what you're doing. You'll also start understanding the why behind the what. So the first thing I want you to understand is that when you're doing exercise, you always want to start with larger muscle groups first. So typically the legs, the back, the chest. When you're sequencing your exercises, you also want to put together similar exercises that are working the same muscle groups. So for instance, when you're doing chest, you may start with a barbell bench press, go to a dumbbell French press, go to a seated shoulder press, and then finish off with a tricep movement. Now all of those exercises are going to be working the chest, the shoulders, and the triceps. So you see how that kind of flows together. When you get into these smaller muscle groups, you want to typically do a few more repetitions as well. So when we're doing like a tricep push down, you want to do things in the range of probably 12 to 15 repetitions, where with a bench press you could do 8 to 10 repetitions, 8 to 12, that type of thing. When we're talking about repetitions now, so let's think about this. Depending upon what your major goal is, the repetitions are what's going to make a difference. So if you're doing repetitions of 15 plus, you're focusing on a lot more of the endurance type strength that we look at. If you're doing exercises in the 8 to 12, 8 to 15 range as far as repetitions per set, that's more about building muscle and increasing muscle size. If you're doing things less than that, you're doing in the 2 to 6, 2 to 8 repetition range. That's more about building pure strength. So keep those things in mind as well. When you're doing fewer repetitions, you typically also want to do more sets. So if I'm working that strength workout where I'm doing sets of 2 to say 8 repetitions per set, I'll probably do 5 sets. If I'm working that endurance strength workout where I'm at 15 repetitions plus, I'll probably only do a couple sets of that exercise. So all of these things come together to help you understand how to start to develop the workout. Now, depending upon what phase of the training program you're in, you always want to start with that core phase and build that base. So again, core training is something that we really focus on. We want to develop that. We want to make that happen. I try to incorporate core in just about every exercise I do, at least as much as I can. You can also then focus a little bit more on specific core exercises along with your workout. Now, typically, I like to do things like the crunches and the planks and things like that in between my sets when I'm actually resting. That way I get it done. If I save it to the end of the workout, I have this mindset that it's like, I'll do it next time. Well, that never happens. So get it done early. So either use it as a warm-up, so you're focusing on all of that abdominal stuff and all of that midsection stuff as a warm-up, or do it in between your sets while you're resting instead of setting on your cell phone. So it's a much, much more effective use of your time. Now, doing this type of a program, you typically will work the entire body. So I just gave you an example of a chest workout. An example of a back workout would be something like a front grip, over grip pull down to the front, doing a bent over barbell row. Follow that with a dumbbell lateral raise, and then finish off with a bicep curl. So again, you can work strength, you can work endurance, you can work hypertrophy of the muscles, which is the growth of those muscles. Doing legs, you typically want to do squats, you want to do a hip sled, you want to do some type of a lunge or a single leg type movement. Also, we want to get those hamstrings in the backside, so you want to do an RDL, a deadlift, a single leg RDL, those types of exercises. Now, what I really like to do, and I do with a lot of my clients when I'm training, is I combine all of this together. So when I'm working those basic movements, we do a few more sets of that, but less repetitions. So for instance, a barbell bench press, we may do 4 or 5 sets, but only do in a range of, say, 4 to 8 repetitions. And then we move to the dumbbell French press and the shoulder press. So now here we're going to do maybe 3 sets, but be in that 8 to 12 range. And then we want to finish off, say, with some triceps. So we may do a couple exercises of 2 sets each, doing 15 plus repetitions. So I hope this makes a lot more sense to you now as far as how to get this started. And you typically want to do this on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So this is a basic way to get started. It's a straight set type program. I've given you a lot of good information as far as what the sets, repetitions, how they do, how they work together. So hopefully this makes a lot of sense. If you have questions, always remember you can email me. I'll include my email address at the end of this video. The other thing I really encourage you to do, you can look these exercises up on your portal and you can find exercise that way, but an easy way to do this is to upgrade your membership to the fitness level and have access to the full exercise library. That way you can filter, you can find exercises that maybe you're not thinking about. I've got over 300 exercises in that library, so there's a lot to choose from and it's easy and functional to use. So keep all these things in mind. We'll hit the next segment next month and we'll take it to the next level.